Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see how we can use delete operation in D365 X++ programming language. So let me open a form. So let me open my table. Let me open my Cust group table. And let me open that form, Cust group form. So I wanted to delete a single record from this table. Okay. So for that, let me write a runnable class. I'll simply click on it. I will go to class. Here I will simply click on runnable class and I will create a class. So the reason why I always create a main class because I can directly execute the code and we can complete our video's topic. Alright, so I need to delete a record from my Cust group. So first of all, I will declare my table and I will declare a table buffer here. Now, assume I only want to delete a certain record. For example, this particular Cust group named as audio. So I have created this data using the insert record set in last video. So what I will do, as I only want to delete this particular record, so what I can do, I can simply write a statement like this. So you can simply like select for update Cust group, and then you can specify here condition. For example, you only want to delete the record, put dot here, dot Cust group equals to audio. Okay, I can simply write this, and then what I can do, I can simply use my delete operation, Cust group dot delete. Okay, so now this code will execute, and why like data from my Cust group table will get deleted here. Okay, but now we also have one more method that is named as do delete. Okay, so here instead of delete, what you could do, you could simply say do delete. Now you need to understand that if you use this do delete, and it is actually equivalent to calling delete and call to super to delete method. Okay, so basically if you use this method, so you can skip validations. But now let us assume if you want to delete, before moving to this scenario, first of all, let me again tell you, this do delete, it is not quite safe to use. We only use this in extreme cases, because when you use this do delete method, it actually skips the logic like which are available on database event handlers. For example, you have on deleting, on deleted event handlers, you have the chain of commands. So all this gets skipped when you use do delete method. So generally it is not the best practice to use, but many times we need to use. But so that's why we should know that this is also a method to delete. But now let us change the scenario where you need to delete multiple records at a single go. So why you want to delete multiple records at a single go? Because you want to improve the performance. Because here what I can see that all these customer groups, they're kind of fake, like they do not have any meaning. Okay, so what I will do, I will say wherever my terms of payment is blank, I want to delete all those customer groups at a single go. So for that, we are going to use this method, delete from. So let me tell you how you can use this. So let me remove this because I don't need all this now. I can simply remove this. So I can simply use my, I'll remove this. Let me go back here. Let me go here. Yeah. So what I can do, let me do Control Z here, enter. Yeah. So delete from. I can simply specify my table name from where I want to delete the records. Then I can say where my cust group dot payment term ID is equals to blank. Okay, so I'm simply instructing here that go to this particular table, cust group table, and let me go to table. Let me go to definition here and I will open my table browser. Let me open my table browser. And let me change my legal entity to USMF because I have data there. Yeah. So what I will do, I will simply delete these records, and I know the payment time ID field is blank for all these records. So I'm going to simply write this statement and that will do the job. But at the end, I also want to see how many records were deleted. So for that, I can simply use my info strfmt. Here I can say total records deleted. And let me say if I want to display that, I can use this row count function. So I can simply say my table buffer, then I can use this row count function. Let me remove this row count. Okay, here we go. This is completed and I will make it small and I will remove this. And let me save and build this code. So guys, now the build is completed. Okay, and now the build is completed and now let me run this runnable class. And let me execute this. So if you see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 records that should be deleted. Okay, I'm triggering the runnable class here. So if you see, the runnable class is completed and there were total 8 records. So I've just refreshed my form and you can see those 8 records are deleted from our this cust group form, and eventually like in backend it because it got deleted from our table. So let me reiterate, this was a very simple code. First of all, we see how we can use delete operation. Usually the delete operation will be used to delete a single record and it is efficient. But whereas if you want to delete multiple records at a single time, we can use delete from. So that will do a single database call and will delete all the records. And at the end, to show how many records were actually deleted, we use this row count function. And additionally, we have also seen the do delete method. Basically, when you use do delete method, so the standard event handlers and COC methods, they got skipped. So that's why it is not recommended, because you might have written, or you might have extended your table, your delete methods in table. So those will get skipped if you will use do delete method. So thank you for watching this video. Have a great day ahead.